How to Become a Millionaire. Written and published by Mindset Masters Audiobooks. Part 1. The Millionaire Blueprint begins in the mind. If you want to become a millionaire, don't start with your wallet, start with your mindset. Every great fortune begins not with money but with a decision to take ownership of your life, elevate your standards and think differently than the crowd. Becoming a millionaire is not a matter of luck or privilege. It's about discipline, clarity, and the courage to follow through. This journey begins with building the foundation mentally, emotionally, and practically, because no wealth can last if the mindset that created it isn't strong enough to sustain it. 1. Millionaire status is an identity before it's a bank balance. People often ask, what do millionaires do? But the more powerful question is, how do millionaires think? True wealth starts when you begin to identify as a creator of value, not just a consumer of income. Millionaires don't wait for permission, and they don't hope someone else saves them. They see themselves as responsible for building a life that works, regardless of circumstances. This identity shapes their decisions, their habits, their actions. To become a millionaire, you must first believe you're capable of building wealth and then align your choices accordingly. You stop asking, can I afford this, and start asking, what will this cost me long term? You stop thinking about price and start thinking about value. The truth about millionaire myths. Let's dispel the fantasy most millionaires didn't win the lottery, inherit their fortune, or get rich overnight. According to decades of research, the vast majority are self-made. People who took control of their income, lived below their means, invested wisely, and gave their money a mission. They're not necessarily flashy. Many of them drive regular cars, live in modest neighborhoods, and quietly accumulate wealth because they focus on freedom, not appearance. Wealth is rarely accidental. It is designed, built, and protected through intention and long-term thinking. That means you don't need a perfect background or a magic idea. You need a clear goal and relentless commitment. 3. Raise your wealth thermostat. Every person has an internal thermostat for how much money they believe they can earn, save, and grow. If you've been conditioned to think small, you'll subconsciously sabotage any chance at growth. But if you raise your financial set point, your behavior begins to match your upgraded beliefs. Start by setting a vision. How much money would you need to generate it with peace and freedom? What skills, strategies, or habits would that version of you have? Now reverse engineer. The truth is, the way you see yourself financially sets the limits of what's possible. You cannot consistently outperform your own self-image. So change it. 4. Build your millionaire environment. Your environment plays a critical role in your ability to grow wealth. If you're surrounded by chaos, distraction, or broke mindsets, it will drag you back to mediocrity. Millionaires design their surroundings intentionally. They dedicate their focus, surround themselves with ambition, invest time with people who stretch their standards, eliminate noise, drama, and waste. Start with your physical space, clean it, upgrade it, organize it for productivity. Then move to your digital world. Unsubscribe from distractions, follow content that builds you up, and create an ecosystem that reflects the identity you're stepping into. 5. Define what wealth really means to you. Becoming a millionaire isn't just about crossing a financial threshold. It's about achieving a life of autonomy, purpose, and options. That might mean owning your time, having peace of mind, taking care of family without stress, funding passion projects, giving back on your own terms. When you define wealth for yourself, your goals become real, measurable, and emotionally connected. Without that clarity, you're just chasing a number. But with it, you have a reason to rise early, stay disciplined, and play the long game. Write down your definition of wealth. Make it vivid. Let it become the compass for your decisions. Millionaire habits begin before you make a million. If you want to earn more, you must learn more. If you want to grow, you must let go of old patterns. Millionaire habits start with simple, repeatable actions that compound over time. These include tracking your money, spending less than you earn, learning how to invest, not just save, reading books about money, business, and mindset, saying no more often than yes, building multiple income streams, thinking in decades, not days. You don't become wealthy by accident. You become wealthy by habit. You train yourself into it. One choice at a time. 7. Start where you are, but don't stay there. One of the most empowering truths is this. You can begin from exactly where you are, even if you've made money mistakes, even if you're in debt, even if you don't know where to begin. What matters most is that you stop waiting and start moving. Start reading. Start saving. Start asking questions. Start small, but be consistent. The longer you delay, the longer you stay where you are. But the moment you decide to step into financial ownership, your life starts to change. Wealth responds to movement, clarity, and commitment. You weren't born wealthy, but you were born capable. 8. Give your money a mission. Every dollar you earn is a soldier. It can fight for your freedom or disappear into the pockets of others. Millionaires give their money direction. They assign it to investments, opportunities, and outcomes that build their vision. From day one, you must build the habit of telling your money where to go. This means budgeting. This means investing early. This means spending in alignment with your values, not your emotions. When you give your money a purpose, it multiplies. When you spend unconsciously, it vanishes. Closing thought. Becoming a millionaire is not a dream reserved for the few. It's a blueprint available to anyone willing to think deeply, act boldly, and commit daily. The transformation starts not with your paycheck, but with your patterns, with your decisions, with your mindset. And today, you've just begun to build that mindset. You're not chasing money, you're building freedom. You're becoming a creator of wealth. And that journey, it starts right here. Part 2. The Psychology of Wealth. Think rich before you are rich. Becoming a millionaire isn't a lucky event. It's a psychological transformation. Most people remain broke, not because they lack opportunity, but because they think like a broke person. Their beliefs, habits, fears, and inner dialogue are all aligned with limitation instead of expansion. If you want to build real wealth, you must first master your internal game, because your bank account will rarely exceed your mindset. This part is all about training your mind to think like the wealthy long before the money arrives. Is it broke thinking versus wealth thinking? Let's define the two. Broke thinking is reactive, emotional, scarcity-driven. I can't afford it. Money is hard to make. Rich people are lucky or dishonest. I'll start saving later. It's not my fault. The system is broken. Wealth thinking is intentional, strategic, opportunity-driven. How can I afford it? Is it money is abundant and flows to value? Wealth is created through service and scale. Is it my invest before I consume? Is it my and responsible for my future? Millionaires have trained themselves to think differently. They question assumptions, think long-term, and take radical responsibility for results. If you want to be wealthy, you must consciously replace your default thinking with empowered, possibility-focused beliefs. 2. Change your internal money story. Everyone carries a subconscious story about money, often shaped by childhood, culture, or past failure. Maybe you were told money doesn't grow on trees. You can't afford nice things. Rich people are greedy. It's for people like them, not people like us. Those beliefs were installed in your brain like software, and unless you reprogram it, that software will keep you broke. Write out your current beliefs about money, then ask, is this absolutely true? Where did I learn this? Does this belief serve the future I want? Then rewrite the old belief. Money is hard to come by. New belief. Money is earned through value and strategy. I am learning how to create both. Your new beliefs will guide new behaviors, and new behaviors create new results. Wealthy people don't avoid problems. They solve bigger ones. The size of your income is usually proportional to the size of the problems you solve. Millionaires don't just work hard. They work smart. They find pain points, inefficiencies, or unmet needs, and offer solutions. That's how they earn, grow, and scale their income. If you want to earn more, stop thinking about what job pays more and start thinking, what problem can I solve? What skill can I develop that people pay for? What need exists? that I can meet better than others. Every product, service, or brand that has created wealth did so by solving something meaningful. You become wealthy, not by avoiding struggle but by leaning into it and offering solutions. Think in decades, not days. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a decade. Millionaires play the long game. They are strategic. They understand compound interest, not just in money, but in effort, learning, and relationship. They're not trying to get rich by Friday. They're building something that outlasts them. This mindset shift helps you stay calm during setbacks. It prevents you from chasing quick schemes. It keeps you focused on process over payoff. Ask yourself, what would I work on if I wasn't worried about instant results? Where could I be in 5 years if I committed daily to mastery? That's how millionaires think, not just for now, but for the future. Upgrade your circle, your environment, especially your relationships, has a direct impact on your income and ambition. You will never rise consistently above the level of people you surround yourself with. If everyone around you spends recklessly, complains about money, or fears risk, you'll absorb those attitudes. Millionaires protect their circle. They seek out growth-minded people. They network with purpose. They spend time with those who challenge their thinking, encourage discipline, and inspire bold action. Audit your circle. Who adds energy to your goals? Who drains your ambition? Who's already where you want to be? If no one around you is financially disciplined or success-driven, don't panic. Read their books, watch their interviews, listen to their ideas. Build your virtual circle until your physical one catches up. Scarcity thinking keeps you small. Scarcity says, if someone else wins, I lose. Wealth thinking says, if they can win, so can I. Scarcity is fear-based. It makes you jealous of success. It makes you hoard money instead of invest it. It makes you distrust opportunity and play life defensively. Wealth is created in abundance. When you believe there's more than enough for everyone, you start taking calculated risks, partnering with others, learning from those ahead of you, spending and investing based on value, not fear. Shift from, I can't afford to fail, I can't afford to stay where I am. Millionaires don't avoid risk. They learn how to manage and leverage it. 7. Adopt a growth identity. Millionaires don't wait to feel confident. They act as if they are becoming the person they aspire to be. They ask themselves, how would a disciplined investor behave? How would a future millionaire spend their morning? What would a wealthy version of me do in this situation? Then they act accordingly. This is called identity-based living. Instead of being driven by emotion or convenience, you align your actions with the future version of you. And over time, the world starts responding to that version, not the old one. Growth is not about pretending. It's about becoming. Wealth requires emotional mastery. You can't build lasting wealth if your emotions control your decisions. Millionaires manage their emotional state. They understand that calm thinking produces better financial results. They pause before spending. They evaluate before reacting. They lead their emotions instead of being led by them. If you can master how you feel, you'll master how you act. And how you act determines how you earn, grow, and protect wealth. Final words for this part. If you truly want to become a millionaire, the process doesn't begin with money. It begins with your thoughts, your self-talk, your mindset, your psychology. You don't wait to think rich once you have the money. You think rich now, so the money has a mindset to land in. The wealthy are not just lucky. They are mentally prepared for wealth. And the good news, so can you. Part 3. Mastering Money. The core financial principles of millionaires. No matter what your current income level is, mastering money starts with learning how it works and how to make it work for you. Becoming a millionaire is not just about making more money. It's about managing, multiplying, and protecting the money you have. Millionaires follow a financial playbook. They don't operate by luck or chance. They operate by principles, timeless truths that build and preserve wealth regardless of the economy, politics, or trends. This part is your blueprint. These are the financial principles millionaires live by, and if you apply them, you'll start thinking and acting like a wealth builder too. Pay yourself first. Before you pay rent, bills, or anything else, you pay yourself. Millionaires don't just earn to spend. They earn to build wealth. That means they save and invest before they spend. This is one of the most powerful wealth-building habits of all time. Here's the formula. Every time you get paid, take at least 10–20% off the top and put it into an investment account, savings, or something that builds your net worth. Do this before any other expense. This is how you accumulate capital, not by hoping there's something left over, but by making wealth building your top financial priority. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and grow. 2. Live below your means. Then invest the gap. Millionaires are not millionaires because they spend like millionaires. They're millionaires because they spend less than they earn and invest the difference. They don't inflate their lifestyle with every income increase. They don't buy luxury for approval. They treat money like a tool, not a status symbol. Living below your means doesn't mean living in deprivation. It means building a margin, a gap between what you earn and what you spend, and using that margin to invest in freedom. Track your expenses, cut waste, spend consciously, and most importantly, don't just save money, put it to work. 3. Avoid bad debt. Use good debt strategically. Millionaires understand the difference between real estate that generates income. Bad debt robs your future to fund your present. Good debt leverages your present to build a stronger future. If you're in consumer debt, rebuild your habits so you never rely on debt for lifestyle again. If you want to use debt in the future, learn to use it like the wealthy. For appreciating assets, with risk awareness and buffers, with clear return on investment expectations. Debt isn't always evil, but misused debt is financially deadly. Understand the power of compound interest. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. Here's the idea. Your money earns money, interest, dividends, returns. That new money then earns more money. Over time, the effect accelerates and wealth builds exponentially. The key ingredient, time. The earlier you start, the greater the compounding effect. For example, saving $500 a month at 8% annual return, over 1 million, waiting just 10 years to start less than $500,000 in the same scenario. Millionaires let time work in their favor. They start early and stay consistent. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Compounding turns small, repeated actions into massive outcomes. Make your money work harder than you do. Most people only have one income source, their job. Millionaires build multiple streams, and more importantly, they make their money earn money. This includes key stocks and index funds, real estate income, dividend-paying assets, keys, businesses or side hustles, intellectual property or royalties. Your goal is to transition from trading time for money to building assets that pay you regardless of your time. Your job is the seed. Your investments are the fruit. Start planting. 6. Track everything. You cannot grow what you do not track. Millionaires are aware of their numbers. They know how much they spend, where it goes, what their net worth is, what their assets and liabilities are, what their return on investments looks like. Tracking builds awareness. Awareness builds control. Control builds wealth. You don't need to be obsessive, but you do need to be intentional. Use a spreadsheet. Use an app. Use pen and paper. Just don't be financially blind. What gets measured gets mastered. 7. Build an emergency fund. Wealth is not just about growing money. It's also about protecting it. Millionaires prepare for uncertainty. They don't let emergencies become financial disasters. Build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This money is safe, liquid, only used for true emergencies, job loss, medical events, etc. This fund is not an investment, it's a safety net that keeps you from sliding backwards when life gets unpredictable. Stability creates confidence, and confidence fuels wise financial action. 8. Automate your wealth building. Discipline is powerful, but automation is even better. Millionaires often automate transfers to savings, contributions to investments, debt payments, bill pay to avoid fees or miss deadlines. Why? Because automation removes willpower from the equation. You don't have to think. You just set it up and let the system do the work. Automate your financial progress so it happens no matter what mood you're in. Let systems carry your goals forward, especially on tough days. 9. Invest in financial education. No one is born knowing how money works, but millionaires take responsibility for learning. They read books, listen to finance podcasts, attend seminars, and surround themselves with people who know more than them. They ask questions. They stay curious. They know the cost of financial ignorance is far greater than the cost of education. Make a habit of learning. 15 minutes a day reading a finance book, 1 podcast per week, 1 course or webinar each quarter. This is how you think like an investor, not just a consumer. Respect every dollar. Millionaires think in percentages and principles, but they also respect the power of every dollar. They understand every decision, no matter how small, adds up over time. This is not about being cheap. It's about being intentional. If you can't manage $100 wisely, you won't manage $100,000 wisely. Wealth doesn't change who you are. It amplifies your habits. So start where you are, with what you have. Respect the small. That's what leads to the big. The path is simple, not easy. These principles are simple, but most people ignore them because they're not glamorous, quick, or exciting. But this is the real work. Becoming a millionaire is the result of practicing discipline, honoring basic truths, acting with consistency, thinking long-term. When you do that, the results take care of themselves. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a proven one, and the commitment to follow it. And now you have both. Part 4. Wealth starts in the mind. Rewiring your beliefs about money. You cannot become a millionaire with a poor person's mindset. Before the bank account grows, the mind must evolve. Financial transformation begins not in your wallet but in your belief system. What you believe about money, wealth, success, and your worth. If you're not yet wealthy, it's likely not because of lack of opportunity. It's because of internal programming holding you back. In this part, we reprogram that mental operating system. Let's uninstall the poverty code and upload the wealth code. 1. Identify your current money beliefs. We all grow up with stories about money, stories from parents, culture, religion, and society. Often they're negative, disempowering, or outright toxic. Some of the most common subconscious beliefs include: money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. I'm not good with money. I'll never be wealthy. You have to work yourself to death to be rich. We can't afford that. These beliefs create invisible ceilings. No matter how much you try, you won't go far if your subconscious thinks wealth is unsafe or unattainable. Take a moment and ask, what did I learn about money growing up? What do I believe about wealthy people? Do I feel guilty when I earn or spend money? Awareness is the first step. You can't fix what you don't see. Adopt empowering wealth beliefs. Once you uncover the limiting beliefs, replace them with new empowering truths, the kind that support abundance, not fear. Here are beliefs the wealthy often operate from. Money is a tool to do good and live well. I deserve to be financially secure. Wealth is created through value, not effort alone. I am capable of building wealth, regardless of where I started. The more I grow, the more I can earn. Say them, write them, repeat them, feel them. Beliefs are installed through repetition and emotion. Don't just think your way into wealth, believe your way into it. 3. Cultivate a wealth identity. You act in alignment with who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who's bad with money, you'll act that way. If you believe you're destined to struggle, you'll subconsciously create that struggle. But when you identify as a wealth builder, everything shifts. You start to protect your time. You respect every dollar. You invest more intentionally. You surround yourself with winners. So ask yourself, who do I need to become to be a millionaire? What habits, thoughts, and values does that version of me live by? How would a millionaire version of me act today? Embody the identity now. The results will follow. Reframe your relationship with wealth. A lot of people carry guilt, shame, or fear around money. Maybe you grew up hearing that having too much is selfish, or that wanting more is wrong. But the truth is, money amplifies who you are. If you're generous, you'll give more. If you're responsible, you'll invest more wisely. Wealth gives you options, freedom to spend time with your family, support causes you care about, and live on your terms. There is no virtue in lack. Scarcity does not make you noble. It makes you less effective. It's not selfish to want to be wealthy. It's selfish to waste your potential and remain powerless when you could be helping more people by creating value. Let go of shame. Step into ownership. 5. See money as abundant, not scarce. Millionaires operate from an abundance mindset. While most people think, there's never enough, someone else's success means less for me, millionaires think, there's more than enough for everyone. Money flows to value, and value can always be created. Opportunities are everywhere for those who look. Abundance is not wishful thinking. It's a lens. When you look through it, you see possibilities where others see problems. Scarcity shuts you down. Abundance opens you up. And openness is what attracts wealth. 6. Normalize wealth. What feels normal becomes attainable. If wealth feels foreign, or not for people like me, your subconscious will reject it, even if you want it. Start making wealth feel familiar. Read books written by millionaires. Listen to financial education every day. Surround yourself with success-minded people. Visit higher-end areas just to rewire your comfort zone. The more you expose yourself to wealth environments, the more it feels like home. And once it feels normal, it becomes possible, then inevitable. 7. Replace envy with inspiration. Jealousy blocks wealth. It puts a wall between you and success. If you envy the rich, you'll resist becoming one of them, even unconsciously. Instead of asking, why do they have that? Ask, what can I learn from them? How can I model that result? If they did it, why not me? Millionaires admire success. They celebrate it. They study it. Success leaves clues. Jealousy blinds you to them. Switch envy to education, and your path becomes clearer. Program your mind daily. Repetition is the mother of all change. To rewire your money mindset, you must program your mind every single day. Here's how. Morning affirmations. Repeat empowering beliefs aloud. Visualization. See yourself living in financial abundance. Journaling. Reflect on your goals, gratitude, and progress. Consuming success content. Feed your mind daily with books, podcasts, and videos from financially free people. Just 10-15 minutes a day of mental conditioning will radically shift your trajectory. This is not fluff. This is strategy. Feed your mind like a millionaire. Think like one, say like one, and you will become one. 9. Upgrade your circle. Your environment shapes your beliefs. If you're surrounded by people who complain about money, mock ambition, live in constant survival mode, then you'll subconsciously adopt the same ceiling. But if you're surrounded by people who talk about opportunities, celebrate progress, prioritize personal growth, then wealth becomes your new normal. Start intentionally seeking out wealth-minded communities online or in person. You don't need to know millionaires personally, but you do need to be influenced by those who think at that level. You rise to the standard of your circle. 10. Think long-term. Most people chase instant gratification. Millionaires play the long game. They don't think, how can I make quick money this week? They ask, what can I build over the next 5-10 years that creates lasting freedom? Their mindset is patient, strategic, and compounding. They understand, small actions add up. Discipline multiplies. Success is built, not bought. You can still move fast but think far. Don't trade short-term pleasure for long-term peace. The true millionaire mindset is a marathon mindset. Wealth is an inner game. First, this part wasn't about numbers. It was about identity, because behind every millionaire bank account is a millionaire mind. You don't get rich by accident. You get rich by reprogramming how you think. Once the inside changes, the outside will follow. You are no longer the same person who started this chapter. You're becoming someone new, someone aligned with abundance, power and responsibility. This is where transformation takes root. Part 5. Building high-income skills, your fastest path to wealth. You don't need to win the lottery, inherit money, or wait for a lucky break to become a millionaire. What you do is this: a skill that solves valuable problems. The quickest, most reliable way to build wealth is to become highly skilled at something that the market is willing to pay handsomely for. This part is about turning you into your most valuable asset. 1. The harsh truth about income. Most people trade their time for money. They work hourly or salaried jobs, earning just enough to survive, never enough to thrive. But here's the truth. Abasa, time is limited. You can't scale it. Abasic, skills are leverage. You can scale them. If you only earn from your time, you'll always be capped. If you earn from your value, there's no ceiling. Millionaires aren't just hard workers, they're high-value workers. They bring rare and valuable skills to the marketplace, the kind of skills that move the needle. 2. What is a high-income skill? A high-income skill is a specialized ability that solves specific painful or expensive problems, can earn you $10,000 a month or more, and gives you control over your income. Examples include copywriting, sales, digital marketing, software development, video editing, real estate, consulting, coaching, content creation, branding and design, financial analysis or investing. You don't need a degree. You don't need permission. You just need to choose the skill and master it. 3. Choose the right skill for you. Not all high-income skills are right for everyone. The key is to pick a skill that solves problems for a growing market, aligns with your interests and strengths, can be improved with practice, not talent alone. Ask yourself, do I enjoy writing, speaking, building, teaching, analyzing? Do I prefer working alone or with others? Am I more creative or technical? What industries fascinate me most? Finance, health, business, tech. Don't chase what's trending. Chase what you can stick with long enough to master. 4. Mastery dabbling. Millionaires don't dabble, they dominate. They pick a lane and go deep. They understand that becoming world-class in one thing beats being average at 5. If you spend the next 12-18 months going all in on a single skill, here's what happens. You rise above 95% of the competition. You build confidence through competence. You attract clients, opportunities and income without begging for them. Skill mastery creates financial magnetism. So while others are distracted, switching paths every few weeks, you focus, you build, you grow. Learn, then earn. Here's a simple path to developing a high-income skill. Step 1. Learn. Study the top books, courses and creators in your field. Follow experts on YouTube, podcasts and newsletters. Reverse engineer what they do and how they do it. Step 2. Practice. Apply what you learn every single day. Do free or discounted work to build experience and case studies. Share your progress online to attract feedback and attention. Step 3. Earn. Once you've built skill and credibility, start charging. Use freelancing platforms, social media, or referrals. Scale by raising prices, building systems, or launching products. Knowledge without execution is useless. You don't become rich by learning. You become rich by doing. Monetize the skill with strategy. Once you've developed a high-income skill, you need to know how to monetize it effectively. Here are some models. Freelancing. Offer services on a per-project or hourly basis. Consulting. Charge for your expertise and strategic guidance. Retainers. Offer ongoing support for a monthly fee. Products. Package your knowledge into digital products, courses, ebooks, templates. Agency. Build a team and deliver results at scale. Content creation. Build an audience around your skill and monetize through ads, sponsorships or products. Don't limit yourself to just one. Many millionaires build multiple income streams around a single skill. Start with service, then scale to systems. Don't be afraid to start small. Every expert was once a beginner. Every millionaire was once unknown. The first client might pay you $50, the second, $500, the third, $5,000. What matters is not where you start, but that you start. Perfection is the enemy of income. Start with what you know, improve as you go. Every small project builds your reputation, sharpens your skill, and grows your confidence. 8. Turn your skill into a personal brand. The internet has changed the game. You no longer need to rely on resumes or cold email. You can attract money by showcasing your skill publicly. Ways to build a brand. 8. Create content, teaching your skill, or showing your work. Post value daily on LinkedIn, Twitter X, Instagram or YouTube. Share behind the scenes of your projects and lessons learned. Offer free value to build trust. Then upsell services. Your personal brand becomes your digital storefront. When people know what you do and see proof of your skill, the inbound opportunities never stop. 9. Stay ahead of the curve. High-income skills evolve. Technology changes. Industries shift. Millionaires don't get comfortable. They stay sharp. Make learning part of your identity. Read one book per month on your skill or industry. Take one new course per quarter. Attend workshops or virtual events. Network with people further ahead than you. The fastest way to lose relevance is to stop evolving. Stay curious. Stay humble. Stay dangerous. 10. Leverage your skill to build wealth. The ultimate goal is not just to earn more, but to use your income wisely. Here's how millionaires use their high-income skill. Earn aggressively through specialized work. Save consistently by living below their means. Invest wisely in assets that grow over time. Scale strategically by building systems or teams. Reinvest in themselves to level up again. Your skill creates the cash flow. Your discipline creates the wealth. Final word for part 5. Your skill is your superpower. Most people wish for wealth. Millionaires build it skill by skill, deal by deal, day by day. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a powerful skill. Commit to mastering one. Make it valuable, serve others with it, and use it to build the life most only dream about. You already have everything it takes. Now it's time to build something the world can't ignore. Part 6. Mastering Money Management. How millionaires control their cash. If earning money is step 1, managing it well is step 2, and it's just as important. Many people earn good money but that stay broke. Why? Because wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, how you use it, and whether it's working for you. In this part, we'll unpack how millionaires manage money differently. You'll learn the simple, powerful systems they use to multiply their income, protect their wealth, and grow it consistently over time. Let's turn your income into lasting wealth. SI1, the golden rule: pay yourself first. Before you pay bills, before you shop, before you do anything, pay yourself first. Millionaires treat saving and investing like a non-negotiable bill. They automate it. They prioritize it. They never skip it. If you want to become wealthy, start setting aside a portion of every dollar you earn before it gets spent. Here's a simple rule: save at least 20% of your income, invest at least 20% of your income, live on the remaining 60%. You may have to start small, but consistency builds wealth faster than perfection. 2. Track every dollar. You can't control what you don't measure. Millionaires know where every dollar goes. They treat money with respect and precision. If you're not tracking your spending, you're flying blind. Wealth requires clarity. Start using a simple system. Use budgeting apps like YNAB, Mint, or even a spreadsheet. Review your spending weekly, identify waste, plug leaks, and redirect money toward your goals. Remember, your money is either building your future or funding your distractions. 3. The three-bucket budget system. Most millionaires use mental buckets to direct their money. Here's a proven framework. 1. Essentials, 50%. Rent, groceries, transportation, basic utilities. Keep this bucket lean. Don't overinflate your lifestyle as you earn more. 2. Wealth building, 30%. Investments, stocks, real estate, index funds, savings for future opportunities or freedom, retirement accounts, side hustles, business development. 3. Lifestyle, 22%. Travel, dining out, fun, entertainment, clothes. Enjoy life, but within limits. Avoid emotional spending. Millionaires don't deprive themselves, they prioritize. 4. Avoid the lifestyle trap. As income increases, most people upgrade their life. New car, bigger home, flashier wardrobe. Millionaires think differently. They maintain a modest lifestyle even when they can afford more. Why? Because freedom matters more than flexing. This is called lifestyle deflation. It's the quiet millionaire strategy. Live like you're broke until your investments make you rich. Drive a dependable car. Buy quality over brand names. Invest in freedom, not stuff. 5. Automate wealth building. Discipline is easier when it's automatic. Millionaires don't rely on willpower. They use automation to build wealth on autopilot. Set up the following: automatic transfers to savings investment accounts. Separate accounts for different goals: emergency fund, travel, real estate. Recurring investments, dollar cost averaging into index funds or ETFs. Let your systems do the heavy lifting. Set it and forget it. Then review monthly. 6. Build and keep an emergency fund. Before growing wealth, secure your financial foundation. Millionaires prepare for the unexpected. They have cash reserves, not just credit cards. Your emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses: rent or mortgage, food and groceries, utilities, transportation. Keep it liquid, easy to access in a high-yield savings account. It's not for vacations or wants, it's your financial armor. When life punches you in the face, you'll stay standing. 7. Minimize debt and use credit wisely. Debt is a double-edged sword. Bad debt steals your future: credit cards, car loans, consumer debt. Good debt builds wealth: real estate, business investment, education. Millionaires know how to use leverage, but never let it use them. Rules to follow: pay off high-interest debt ASAP. Avoid financing depreciating assets. Use credit strategically, never emotionally. If you're in debt, make a clear plan to eliminate it. Debt-free is the new rich. 8. Build credit like a pro. Your credit score can save you or cost you thousands over a lifetime. Millionaires protect it. They use credit, but they do it smartly. To build strong credit, pay every bill on time. Keep credit card balances low. Don't open too many new accounts at once. Use credit for strategy, not for survival. Excellent credit opens doors to better loans, real estate opportunities, and business funding. Don't ignore it. Use money to buy time and leverage. Millionaires use money not to escape work, but to escape wasting time. Ask yourself, what tasks can I outsource? What distractions can I eliminate with money? What tools or services can speed up my result? Examples: hire a virtual assistant to save hours weekly. Pay for premium software that boosts productivity. Invest in coaching, masterminds, or education that compresses learning. Poor people trade time for money. Wealthy people use money to buy back time. 10. Have clear money goals. Money without a mission gets spent without meaning. Millionaires are intentional. They don't just say, "I want to be rich." They set specific, measurable goals with clear timelines. Examples: pay $50,000 for a real estate investment within 8. Build a $10,000 emergency fund in 6 months. Invest $2,000 a month into index funds until retirement. Earn $100,000 a year from your skill or business within 12 months. Write your goals down. Break them into monthly targets, then review progress weekly. Clarity builds momentum, and momentum builds wealth. Final word for part 6. Control your cash. Control your destiny. Making money is only half the equation. Keeping it, multiplying it, and using it with intention. That's how you become a millionaire. If you respect money, it will stay with you. If you ignore it, it will run from you. The goal isn't to be frugal forever. It's to master money so that you can own your time, choose your future, and build a life of total freedom. Millionaires don't fear money, they command it. And now you will too. Part 7. Building multiple streams of income. The millionaire's secret weapon. If you rely on only one source of income, you're one step away from financial disaster. That's not how millionaires operate. They diversify. They build multiple streams of income, so that if one dries up, the others continue to flow. This isn't a luxury, it's a strategy, a necessity. In this part, you'll learn how to identify, build, and scale income streams, just like millionaires do. You'll shift from just working for money to making money work for you on autopilot. Why? Why one source of income is dangerous. Let's start with a reality check. If your entire life depends on a single paycheck, your financial freedom is an illusion. Jobs end, clients leave, markets change, health fails. Millionaires reduce this risk by creating redundancy, not stress, just smart income insurance. Most self-made millionaires have 3 or more streams of income. That's not by accident, it's a conscious design. Even if one income stream gets disrupted, they still have cash flow. Start with one, but never stop at one. 2. The 5 main types of income. Not all income is created equal. Here's how millionaires classify income sources. 1. Earned income. This is your job, your active work, time for money. 2. Profit income. Money from selling something, products, services, or businesses. 3. Interest income. Money from lending money, bank interest, bonds, or peer-to-peer lending. 4. Dividend income. Regular payouts from stocks or investments in profitable companies. Rental income. Money from owning and leasing out property. Real estate is a classic millionaire move. 6. Capital gains. Profits from buying and selling assets, stocks, real estate, crypto, businesses. 7. Royalty or licensing income. You get paid repeatedly for creating something once. Books, songs, patents, courses. Millionaires aim to have both active and passive income. That's the key to lasting wealth. Start a side hustle that matches your strength. Your first additional stream doesn't need to be complicated. Start with what you know, love, or can learn fast. Ask yourself, what skills do I already have? What do people ask me for help with? What problems can I solve? Some profitable side hustle ideas: PR, freelancing, writing, design, marketing, coding, online coaching or consulting, selling, digital products, ebooks, template courses, drop servicing or affiliate marketing, reselling or flipping items, virtual assistant or remote services. Millionaires don't chase every idea. They double down on one until it works, then expand. 4. Create passive income systems. Active income is good. Passive income is better. Millionaires build systems that earn money while they sleep. Examples: AGIV, invest in dividend-paying stocks or index funds. Rent out real estate or Airbnb properties. Sell digital products that require no inventory or shipping. Build a YouTube channel or podcast with ad revenue. License your skills into evergreen courses. The upfront work is intense, but once built, passive income frees your time and scales your income. Build once, get paid forever. 5. Buy assets, not liabilities. Millionaires don't spend all their money. They store it in assets. When they earn money, they ask, where can I put this so it grows without me? Assets include a rental property is an asset. It appreciates and pays rent. Millionaires don't just earn, they allocate with precision. 6. Turn your skills into a scalable business. Millionaires don't just work in businesses, they build them. Your skill can become a service, you do it for others, a product you package and sell it, a system you automate or delegate it. The key to scaling: delegate low-value tasks. Use technology to multiply output. Build a brand that earns trust and attention. You don't need to be a tech genius or have venture capital. You just need to solve a real problem for real people, and do it consistently. 7. Invest in what you understand. Millionaires don't gamble with money. They invest in what they know. Avoid get-rich-quick traps. Avoid hype. Instead, they learn how index funds work. Understand real estate in your local market. Study the fundamentals of a business before buying in. Get educated before investing in crypto, startups or franchises. Start small, grow slowly, compound wise. Smart investing isn't flashy, it's boring, consistent and safe. 8. Reinvest your profits. Most people spend their profits. Millionaires reinvest them. If your side hustle makes $1,000 this month, don't buy new shoes. Put it back into ads, automation, or more inventory. Every dollar reinvested is a seed for bigger growth. Delay gratification now, and the rewards multiply. Make your money. Make money. Here's the ultimate millionaire mindset. I don't work for money. My money works for me. The rich buy assets that pay them. Then they use that money to buy more assets. This is the wealth flywheel. Save. Invest. Reinvest. Repeat. Eventually, your investments create more income than your job. That's when you've truly made it. Don't wait. Start now. There will never be a perfect time. You won't feel ready. But every millionaire you admire started somewhere, with what they had. Start your first income stream now. No matter how small. Start earning, learning, and growing. Time is your greatest leverage. And the best time to plant a money tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Final word for part 7. Build, multiply and secure your income. Millionaires don't chase one lucky break. They create income machines that work together to fuel wealth. One income stream brings survival. Multiple streams bring security, power, and choice. This is how you escape the paycheck trap. This is how you build lasting wealth. You don't need to win the lottery. You need to build wisely, patiently, and strategically. Let money flow in from many places, and let freedom flow to you. You're building your empire, one stream at a time. Part 8. Mastering the millionaire mindset. Think rich to get rich. Becoming a millionaire isn't just about numbers. It's not only about strategy, investing, or side hustles. It starts in the mind. The reason most people never become rich is because they're thinking like people who expect to stay broke. You can't build millionaire wealth with a poverty mindset. You need to install the psychology of wealth, thoughts, beliefs, habits, and decisions that naturally lead to abundance. This part is about rewiring your internal software so that money becomes a magnet, not a mystery. 1. Your money blueprint. Every person has a subconscious blueprint for money. This blueprint is shaped by childhood experiences, what you saw your parents do with money, what you heard about the rich, cultural or religious beliefs, your first experiences with saving or spending. If your blueprint says money is evil or I'm not good with money, guess what? You'll push wealth away without realizing it. Millionaires upgrade their blueprint. They believe money is a tool, not a trap. I deserve to be wealthy. I attract opportunities through action. The more I earn, the more I can serve. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. 2. Think in abundance, not scarcity. Poor thinking says, I can't afford that. I'll never make that kind of money. There's not enough to go around. Millionaire thinking says, how can I afford that? What skill can I build to earn more? There's always more money if I create more value. Scarcity sees limits. Abundance sees possibility. This shift changes everything. How you see your job, how you negotiate, how you spend and invest, how you take risks. You don't wait for wealth, you grow into it. Become comfortable with wealth. Most people subconsciously sabotage money because they feel uncomfortable with it. They're afraid to make more because they think they'll lose friends. They don't want to seem greedy. They think money will change them or expose them. But here's the truth. If money doesn't change you, it amplifies you. If you're generous without money, you'll be more generous with it. If you're responsible now, you'll be even more responsible when wealthy. Millionaires normalize wealth. They hang around it, talk about it, learn from it, expect it. They don't apologize for wanting more. They channel it into mission. 4. Replace complaining with problem solving. The middle class complains about problems. Millionaires look for solutions, and they get paid for finding them. The more valuable the problem you solve, the more money you'll make. Examples: a coach solves a clarity or accountability issue. A real estate agent solves housing transitions. Train your brain to ask, what problem can I solve today? Your wealth will follow the value you provide. 5. Detach your identity from your bank balance. You are not your money. You're not your job title, your debts, or your net worth. Millionaires never let a bad month define them. They don't spiral. They course correct. They understand money flows in cycles, growth and contraction, profit and reinvestment, learning and earning. Your identity must be rooted in discipline, resilience, and personal power. You are the kind of person who builds wealth, not because of luck, but because of mindset. 6. Millionaires play the long game. Impatience is the enemy of wealth. Millionaires think in decades, not days. They're willing to delay gratification, invest time into mastering their craft, avoid shortcuts that come with hidden costs, take a 3-year view on something others quit after 3 weeks. They know, if I'm consistent now, I'll live free later. Think of wealth building like farming. Plant, water, wait, then harvest. Don't rip your seeds out too early. 7. Take full ownership of your life. Blame is easy. Ownership is powerful. Millionaires never say, the economy ruined me, it's not fair, someone else should fix this. They say, what's my next best move? How can I learn from this? This result is my responsibility. Even if something wasn't your fault, it's your responsibility to respond with action. Ownership breeds control. Control creates power. Power drives momentum. 8. Upgrade your environment. You can't develop a millionaire mindset while surrounded by broke thinking. Look at your friends' conversations, social media feed, podcasts you listen to, rooms you enter. Millionaires curate their environment like a sacred space. They're not trying to feel better than anyone. They're just choosing who feeds their vision. Don't wait to meet millionaires to act like one. Start now by absorbing their thinking through books, audiobooks, interviews, mentors, and bold action. 9. Ask better questions. Broke people ask, why is this happening to me? How do I survive? Millionaires ask, what's the opportunity here? How can I scale this? Who has already solved this problem? How can I 10x this result with less time? Better questions open better doors. Don't ask small questions if you want a big life. 10. Act even when you're not ready. Most people wait for confidence before they take action. Millionaires act their way into confidence. They know clarity comes from doing. You won't feel fully ready, ever. That's normal. Do it anyway. Start the business, launch the product, pitch the client, make the investment wisely, publish the post, ask for the opportunity. Every risk you take expands your capacity for wealth. Millionaire thinking isn't about perfection. It's about decisiveness and direction. Final word for part 8. The rich mind becomes rich first. Before you build external wealth, you must build internal belief. Money doesn't come to people who want it. It comes to people who think and act like they're already becoming who they need to be. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not the exception to abundance. You are capable. You are resourceful. You are the asset. Think bigger. Act boldly. Move forward like it's already yours. And soon, it will. Part 9. The power of smart investing. Multiply, don't just earn. No matter how much money you earn, you'll never become a millionaire by saving alone. Yes, saving is essential, but it's just the first step. To become truly wealthy, you need to multiply your money. That means learning how to invest wisely and consistently over time. In this part, we'll break down the investing mindset of self-made millionaires and show you how to make money work for you, even while you sleep. 1. Understand the purpose of investing. The middle class earns money to spend. The wealthy earn money to reinvest. Every dollar you earn is a little worker. If you send it to buy liabilities, stuff that loses value, it dies quickly. If you send it into investments, it goes to work day and night, building wealth for you. That's the game of millionaires. Buy assets, not liabilities. Invest early and stay invested. Make compound interest your best friend. When you start seeing investing as a tool for freedom, everything changes. 2. Learn before you leap. Millionaires don't gamble with money. They study markets, business models, real estate trends, long-term versus short-term tax implications, risk-to-reward ratios. This doesn't mean you need to become a Wall Street expert. It just means don't blindly invest. Learn the basics of index funds, ETFs, dividends, rental property cash flow, business equity, crypto if aligned with your risk profile. Read books, listen to investing podcasts, and follow people who have actually built wealth, not just talk about it online. Knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. 3. Compound interest is your superpower. Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it." If you invest $500 a month for 30 years at an average of 8% annual return, a historically realistic stock market average, you won't just end up with $180,000 of deposits. You'll end up with over. Why? Because each year's growth builds on the last year's total. That's compounding. Millionaires don't chase overnight wins. They respect time and let it do the heavy lifting. Start early. Stay consistent. Don't interrupt the compounding process. 4. Diversify, but don't overcomplicate. Millionaires understand risk, and they reduce it by spreading their investments. This might look like a solid portion in index funds, S&P 500, total market, a few dividend-paying stocks, rental property for monthly cash flow, a profitable business or equity stake, a retirement fund like a Roth IRA or 401k, a small slice of high-risk reward assets, crypto, startups. The goal isn't to own everything, it's to own enough that no single loss wrecks you. Simplicity beats complexity. Too many people fail because they try to do too much too fast. Millionaires build solid, boring portfolios and let them grow. 5. Real estate. Build wealth brick by brick. Real estate has created more millionaires than nearly any other asset class. Why? Because it offers appreciation, property value increases, cash flow, monthly rent income, leverage. You can borrow money to buy it. Tax advantages, depreciation write-offs. Millionaires don't just buy a house, they think strategically, buy undervalued, improve it, refinance, invest in growing areas, not just expensive ones, hold long-term and let tenants pay the mortgage. Start small. A single rental property, a house hack, a duplex. Over time you'll build not just equity but freedom. 6. Business. The highest potential return, the fastest path to becoming a millionaire. Owning a business, while stocks and real estate build slow, predictable wealth. A well-run business can multiply your income rapidly. Millionaires start side hustles that grow into scalable operations. Not everyone needs to build a business, but understanding business models is crucial. If you're an employee, think like an owner. If you're a solopreneur, build systems that don't need your constant presence. Millionaires know ownership is wealth. 7. Stay calm when the market moves. Markets go up and down. Millionaires don't panic. They prepare. They know fear makes people sell at the bottom. Greed makes people buy at the top. Patience wins. You will see recessions, bear markets, corrections. That's part of the game. The rich use downturns to buy assets on sale, double down on what's working. Stay liquid but invested. If your mindset is tied to the news cycle, you'll make emotional decisions. If it's tied to a long-term vision, you'll keep moving forward. Millionaire investors focus on decades, not daily headlines. 8. Automate your investing. Wealthy people don't rely on willpower to invest. They set up automatic systems. A portion of every paycheck goes directly into an investment account. Bills, savings, and investments are scheduled. They review monthly but execute automatically. This removes decision fatigue. It makes investing consistent, even when life gets busy. If you're always saying, "I'll invest when I have extra," you never will. Millionaires know. You pay yourself first. Protect and insure your wealth. Once your net worth starts growing, protection matters. Millionaires. 8. Create emergency funds. Have health, life and disability insurance. Use trusts and estate planning to pass on wealth. Consult financial advisors and tax professionals. Keep some liquidity for unexpected opportunities or downturns. Building wealth is one thing. Keeping it is another game entirely. If you earn millions but can lose it all in a lawsuit, medical emergency or tax issue, you're not truly free. The rich build a fortress around their finances. 10. Live below your means, even when you're wealthy. This one's a secret weapon. Millionaires could spend lavishly, but most don't. They buy reliable used cars, quality, not flashy, homes, experiences over excessive stuff. Why? Because they know the more they save, the more they can invest. The less they spend, the less stress they carry. Freedom is found in options, not objects. Wealth is not about looking rich. It's about being rich. When your investments cover your lifestyle, you've won. Until then, let humility fund your future. Final word for part 9. Become a smart strategic investor. Every dollar you earn can either die in consumption or come alive in investment. The people who become millionaires are not just lucky. They're consistent, strategic, long-term in thinking. They educate themselves, take calculated action, and repeat the process. If you want financial freedom, invest for it. If you want to retire early, invest for it. If you want to leave a legacy, invest for it. Your wealth is not a dream, it's a plan, and you're building it with every smart move you make. Part 10. The Millionaire Way of Life. Daily Habits. Lasting Wealth and True Freedom. You've made it to the final part. But this is not the end. This is where the millionaire mindset truly begins to take root. Not just as a dream, but as a lifestyle. Becoming a millionaire is not a one-time event. It's not a lottery win. It's a decision to live differently, think differently, and act with long-term vision every single day. In this final chapter, we're tying everything together: the mindset, the habits, the strategies, and most importantly, the daily millionaire behavior that sustains wealth, freedom, and purpose. 1. Think long-term, always. Millionaires don't make decisions for this weekend. They make decisions that shape the next 10, 20, 50 years. Every choice is weighed against the future. Will this investment grow over time? Will this relationship support my vision? Will this purchase bring lasting value? That's the key difference. Delayed gratification over instant pleasure. The poor think in terms of weeks. The middle class thinks in years. The wealthy think in generations. When you train your mind to think long-term, you make smarter, calmer, richer decisions. Build habits that multiply. Success isn't built on massive action once in a while. It's built on small, consistent habits done daily, without fail. Millionaires take. Read at least 30 minutes a day. Reflect and plan every morning. Prioritize fitness, energy, and nutrition. Save and invest before they spend. Review goals weekly and adjust strategies. Surround themselves with other winners. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Design habits that support the life you want. Discipline will carry you when motivation disappears. 3. Eliminate what doesn't matter. Time is your most valuable asset, and millionaires protect it fiercely. They say no often. No to unnecessary meetings. No to distractions disguised as opportunities. No to people who drain energy without contributing. No to short-term wins that hurt long-term gains. The more you eliminate, the more focused you become. And the more focused you become, the faster you build wealth. This is the millionaire edge. Clarity and decisiveness. They cut fast, delegate smart, and create space for greatness. 4. Make money with purpose. Wealth without meaning is empty. Millionaires know that money is just a tool, not the goal. What matters is what money enables: time with family, the ability to help others, creating change in your community, building something that lasts beyond your life. Once your needs are met, the game changes from earning to impacting. Purpose gives wealth its direction, and the wealthiest people are often those who serve the most. 5. Teach what you learn. Here's something most don't talk about. Millionaires mentor. They pass on the mindset to others, especially their children, their teams, and their community. You can't build generational wealth if the next generation is financially illiterate. So they talk about money openly at home, share books, tools, and lessons with others, build teams, not just empires, turn success into a platform for teaching. As you grow, help others grow. That's how you multiply value far beyond your bank account. 6. Stay humble, stay hungry. Wealth can make people arrogant, but the wisest millionaires stay grounded. Why? Because they remember where they came from, the hard work it took to build their fortune, how quickly things can change. They never stop learning, never stop evolving. Millionaires ask questions, hire coaches, attend seminars, and seek feedback. They don't pretend to know it all. Stay a student, and the world will always reward you. 7. Reinvest in yourself. You are your greatest asset. Millionaires know that investing in themselves is more valuable than any stock, real estate, or business. They put time and money into courses, books, and mentors, health and fitness, therapy and mental clarity, new skills and certifications, mastering communication and leadership. The better you become, the more value you create. And in a world where value equals income, personal growth is the ultimate ROI. 8. Move from income to legacy. There's a moment in every millionaire's life when they move from the desire to earn to the desire to leave something behind. Legacy means taking your children how to build and manage money, creating charitable systems or foundations, building businesses that outlive you, leaving behind values, not just valuables. You don't become a millionaire just to retire early. You do it so your existence meant something. So when you're gone, the world is better because you were here. 9. Wealth is a lifestyle, not a destination. Millionaire status isn't about hitting a certain net worth. It's a way of living. Calm under pressure, focused in decision-making, strategic in planning, generous in success, grounded in purpose. When you build these traits into your character, the money follows naturally. You won't chase it. It will flow to you because you've become the kind of person who attracts it. This is the ultimate millionaire mindset. Wealth is who you are, not what you have. 10. Make the decision every day. Here's the truth. You don't become a millionaire once. You become it daily, through every action, every thought, every decision. It's the decision to wake up early when it's easier to sleep, invest when it's tempting to spend, think long-term when everyone else chases trends, serve when others want to take, grow when others remain the same. Success isn't something that happens to you. It's something you build by choice, by consistency, and by belief. You are now the author of your millionaire story. This audiobook wasn't just a guide. It was a mirror. It reflected back the power already within you. You've learned how millionaires think, how they act, how they build, how they protect, and how they become. Now it's your move, your income, your habits, your future. All of it can change from this moment forward, but only if you take responsibility, only if you apply what you've learned, only if you decide to live like a millionaire even before you become one. The path is clear. You're already on it. Keep walking, keep growing, keep building, and never forget, wealth isn't about luck, it's about lifestyle. You've got this.